In another universe, not so different from our own, the city of Madripoor gleamed like a beacon between shadows. A city of criminals, spies, and those who worked in the Gratha, perfect place for a meeting that probably shouldn't happen. It started on a silent night at the Princess Bar. In the corner, Logan, better known as Wolverine, nursed a glass of whiskey, his battered hat pulled low. He never liked places like this, but information was the cost of survival. And tonight, rumors had his attention. Rumors about a scientist named Dr. Yolanda Pym working on something that should never exist. A serum capable of rendering even the most powerful mutants powerless, developed in the secret heart of AIM. But Logan wasn't here for AI. He was tracking an old acquaintance and persistent headache named Bruce Banner. Across the city, Bruce Banner's story was always the same. Run, hide, hope. But, like all stories, this one decided it wanted a different ending, tipped off to what AIM was doing. Bruce was drawn by the hope that maybe he could finally be free from the Hulk. He moved like a ghost through my shadows, swallowing him as he approached the facility, only to find its security already toppled and the alarms, oddly, silent. When he slipped inside, he found Bodis, most of them alive, cowering, but a few very much not. The jagged claw marks on armored suits told the rest of the tale. Wolverine had beaten him to it. The two met in the corridor, empty save for the leaking pipes and ruined lab equipment. Wolverine grunted. Banner barely managed a tired Logan. The air between them was heavy with old scars and unfinished arguments. Yet before they could settle anything, alarms rang out again. This time, it wasn't I am Garzette, was Omega Red. Hired muzzle with his own agenda, drawn by the promise of the serum, and following him, a dozen mercenaries outfitted with technology way above Madripoor's pay grade. Wolverine flexed his claws, steel glinting in the sickly lab light. You ready for this, Banner? Banner looked for a place to hide. It didn't matter. Bullets rained, grenades scattered dust, and in a rush of adrenaline and gamma, the Hulk emerged. Fists shattering reinforced walls as icily as tearing through cardboard. The fight was not elegant. Wolverine was a blur of claws, slashing through mercenaries, taking wounds that closed with each heartbeat. The Hulk, meanwhile, smashed, knocked foes aside, and crushed technology with every footstep. Omega Red leaped into the fray, carbonadium coils lashing. His toxins might drop a man, but neither of these two were exactly men anymore. The serum locked in plexiglass suddenly became the centerpiece of chaos. Omega Red went for it, hoping to end two legends in one vial. Wolverine intercepted, claws slicing through metal, but Omega Red wrapped him in steel arms. For a heartbeat, Logan was helpless. But it was just a heartbeat. Hulk's voice thundered, nitrogen monoxide. He tore Omega Red back, pitching him through a wall and out into Madripoor's night. The destruction didn't stop. With the lab crumbling around them, Wolverine and Hulk reached to the serum first. Logan, between breaths, said, "No one should have this. Not AIM. Not anyone." Banner, struggling to balance anger and reason, nodded. He took the vial, curled his green fingers around it and crushed it to dust. Alarms still blaring, the building began to collapse. The two sprinted, one roaring, the other grimacing, and burst into the open air. Behind them, AIM lost its latest prized experiment to fire, ruble, and a dose of poetic justice. In the aftermath, dawn broke quietly over the Hulk, panting, shrank down to Banner's fragile form. Wolverine lit a stogie, glancing sideways. "This another one of those never-talk-about-it moments?" Logan asked, smoke curling from his lips. Banner chuckled. "Most things are." They didn't shake hands. They didn't need to. Their truce was born, not of brotherhood, but shared necessity, a silent understanding that, in a world built by monsters, sometimes only other monsters could keep the balance. They walked out of Madripoor, together, each headed for a different exile, each knowing that the universe, for one night, was spared something worse. And even in a different universe, some things just never change.